welcome. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather Dewey Pettit. So I have been doing these special streams monthly, but as it gets closer to the event that this is promoting, I did say that I would be having more of these streams before then. So I'm doing it now on the 1st of September. And I do hope to get at least one more in before Necronomicon happens. So I do have some lovely guests with me today. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. And if you want to do just a quick intro real quick, and then we can get to the any news, and then I'll come back around to you guys, and we can talk about what we really want to talk about, which is art and the art show at Necronomicon. Who would like to go first?
Go ahead, Kat.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Kat Heckenbach, and I will be at Necronomicon. I've been coming for, since about 2008. I'm an artist and an author, and I write mostly fantasy, science fiction, a little bit of horror, and my art tends to reflect a lot of that as well. I do mostly fantasy art, sci-fi art, generally acrylic painting, some mixed media. I do altered thrift store paintings as well.
Oh, we got a little note from Terry too. I think she's trying to get in here, but my name is Brandy Stark, and I started going to Necro in, I think, 1998. So I always liked the grassroots, smaller conventions. I think at that point I was still going to Dragon Con before it got to be so huge that it just wasn't fun anymore. But I am the local paranormalist. I've been doing paranormal investigation in the Tri-County area since 1997, and this is actually the start of the busy season. My first presentation is this is the very, very first, and then I've got Paranormal Pets podcast that I host, and I'm doing an interview for that on Wednesday. My first out into the community presentation for Historic Kenwood's coming up, and I have literally been booking it on book 2, which I will be sending over to Heather to do a quick proofread on, so that I can hopefully get this sucker out in time for all these events. But my first book is Supernatural St. Petersburg and Paranormal Pinellas. And so it talked about the public investigations that we've done. The second book is a little bit different. I started writing for the Gulfport Gabber, and as such, I have their permission to utilize all of the original drafts for the articles that I submitted to them. And then the second half of this volume is actually for a presentation that I'm doing October 9th. For the St. Pete Museum of History, and so it is hurricanes and hauntings, and that I wasn't expecting, but it has turned into its own second part. So I do art as well, and I'm hoping that my grumble of pugs will behave tonight for this interview. That's the other thing we're known for.
Okay, so we were going to have another lady. Who has to do with Necronomicon Tampa. She's also an artist herself. Her name is Terry Sears, but she was having a lot of trouble getting on. At one point, she was in the green room, or whatever you want to call it, backstage area. But I don't know. We're having issues, but I hope that even if she can't get in, maybe she can watch and maybe comment in the live chat, possibly.
Okay.
We'll see how that happens. If that happens, excuse me.
She's trying again. So she's going to try again.
I'm juggling some things here. I'm going to scroll down.
The joy of technology. It's our best friend and our worst enemy.
Yeah, I don't see her on the end here.
Okay, she's going to try again. Give her a second. But she's an important lady because isn't she the
Yes,
ASD this year?
Say again?
She's the art show director as well,
Yes.
right? Doesn't she? So
Yeah.
it'd be good to have her in here for the art show.
Wanted her. Yeah, I was really hoping to talk to her here, but because she knows so much about not only the art show but about Necronomicon Tampa, and anyway, I wanted to talk to her about her earrings and her crocheting and her crochet shawls, which are just so really cool.
They're gorgeous.
Great job with them. I can just keep looking. Don't see her on my end.
I mean, okay, I'm just gonna.
I hope I don't kick you guys out, but I might reload the page just in case.
Okay.
Give me a second first. Oh wait, I see her now. Well, hello. Oh,
There we go.
Let me hold on one moment. I'm using this background here. 1 second. I can make that.
And I don't know if you can hear us, Terry, but I see you.
Yep.
You're getting there. Okay.
Hi, Terry. We were pocket things. Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We can hear you, Terry.
No, I can't see anything but little green leaves in the corner, but I'll
We
just go
will-
with that. So hi, everybody.
Do you want to tell us about yourself?
Sure. So I'm Terry Sears, and I'm the current head of the Necronomicon Art Show. I've been doing that for the past, I don't remember how many years, probably 6 or 7. I lose count after a while, like everybody else does. And before that, I was helping out with the art show for many years before that as well. I'm also an artist. I usually make jewelry and fiber arts. I crochet mostly. And every once in a blue moon, I try to paint things, but that's mostly just for me because I don't think anybody wants to buy that.
Now. Okay, so that's done. That we've done some intros. Well, I guess I could introduce myself, but maybe I'll do that later. But I did sort of do a hi. Again, welcome back to my channel. I did say that. But I guess I can also real quick say I'm also like these two, like Kat and Brandy. I'm a writer and a little bit of an artist. I'm also an editor, as Brandy mentioned, so I have this little hook. I don't know why I say it, but I say it. Sometimes I say it. What ties all three of those things together is my love of fantasy and science fiction, which seems to kind of wrap things up in a nice little bow. That's the thing you got to do when you're on YouTube. So all of that done, I did want to talk a little bit about Necronomicon Tampa. I'll be popping a link to the website in the chat in just a moment here, but I did want to I guess the most recent news, a couple of recent things is that, and I kind of mentioned it earlier, I had a stream 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, this Friday, actually. I had a stream with Elizabeth Schechter, and it was great. And we couldn't stop talking. We talked for 2 hours, guys, and I'll try not to keep you that long if you have to go. It was a really, really cool conversation we had. We talked about Necronomicon. We talked about things that she and I have been panels on before, having to do with representation and disability and science fiction and fantasy, and now the intersections of all of that stuff. And it was a really cool conversation we had. So I enjoyed it immensely. And then we also talked a little bit about gaming because there was what popped up in the news section of the website was that there are new games that were, let's see, that were they donated from the sponsor. Anyway, they're from Stonemeyer Games, I want to say. One is Between Two Castles, and the other is Tokaido, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So basically, we have some new things in the gaming library. So there's that. Apparently, there's more coming, and there's within the website there's some explanations of the games. Between Two Castles is basically you're working with your neighbors to design two castles simultaneously, aiming to have the best scoring castle. So you're building two castles. So that sounds interesting. There's more pictures now. Game trays and like there's these room tiles that you can move around and stuff. It's interesting. And Tokaido, if I'm pronouncing that right, is a board game where players are travelers journeying along the famous Tokaido Road in Japan, aiming to have the most fulfilling and enriching experience. I'm quoting, and I'm sure that this is a quote from the description of it. Anyway, there's like apparently like real things like you're visiting various locations, hot springs, shops, temples, scenic panoramas, and you're collecting what are you doing? You're collecting souvenirs, enjoying meals, and encountering unique experiences. Anyway, so a strategic movement is set collection. So I guess you're collecting maybe cards. Oh, it looks like cards. Oh, that's interesting because it's a real location. So that's fascinating to me. I'm not much of a gamer, but I'm getting interested in it in board games specifically. But anyway, just a little side note. Oh yeah. So the only other major news is that the prices just went up today to $70 from $60. It was $60 for quite some time, and so yeah.
Yeah, the price of what, Heather?
Pardon me. Price of badges went up from $60 to $70.
Okay.
But it will remain at 70, and that's the highest it's going to go. Luckily, and because that is still, it's still a really good deal. Mm-hmm. Considering a lot of cons are much more than that.
And that's Definitely. For a weekend, right?
For a whole weekend, exactly.
Yeah.
That's for those of you counting, that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Thank you very much. I was going to say that too, but thank you very much. So yeah, so that's really the only thing major news that I can see and think about. So yeah. And then also prior news on that page is it does it has links to these Necro News streams that I've been doing, and with little articles I've submitted to go with them. So yeah. Again, the previous stream was with Elizabeth Schechter. She's an author. She writes science fiction and fantasy and horror. Yeah. And then prior to that was Richard Lee Byers, who I talked to in July. And then I talked to Deborah Hicks back in June about Southern MediaCon, which is the other main program of the organization that runs it, which is a nonprofit organization called the Stonehill Science Fiction Club. There we go. And then prior to that was Perry Bruns in May. I also did talk to H. Scarlett Scott in April, but unfortunately, we had a lot of trouble with that stream, so that's why I haven't really promoted it very heavily. We had a lot of technical issues, but anyway, I hope anybody watching the live stream is can hear me all right and can hear everybody all right and see everybody all right. So I'm just going to kind of hold my breath for 30 seconds and get into the that end, the view link, the view end, just to make absolutely sure everything's kosher. So. Testing. Everything seems all right. I went ahead and muted that, so just in case. But okay, now that that business is taken care of, we can start talking about what we really want to talk about, sort of, which is the art show and our art and.
Yep. So I was gonna say that if you're watching my video and every once in a while it looks like it's going black, it's not your imagination. My cat has insisted on trying to help and she keeps putting her tail in the way. Okay. It's like videos and cats. Of course they go together, right? Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to mention for anybody that is interested, we still have some space available in the art show. We have panels and tables or half a table. And you can also be in the print shop. And if anybody wants more information on that, I believe Heather's going to put a link in to buy tickets. And I'll give her the email that you guys can contact me at if you want more information on the art show.
Yep, there it is right there.
Cool.
So there is the Necronomicon. A link to the website that has all the information, including where to buy tickets, all of that.
Cool.
So, okay. Okay, so now.
And I just want to say, if you hear snoring, it's not us, it's my pugs. So they're being good, but by being good, it means they have to go to sleep. So I have Calypso is a wonderful little black pug, but she can really saw logs. So my delicate little flower that she is. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
this is what it is. I mean,
yeah, Molly did that.
They're lucky they're cute. That's what keeps them alive.
Absolutely.
I think everybody feels that way about their pets. They're lucky they're cute. Yeah.
They're lucky they're cute. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because, oh boy, there's a thing about, real quick, about the kind of mix my dog is. One of the breeds that she's a mix of is a coonhound, and it's just piercing. Their baying is just piercing. Okay,
mine's a part Catahoula leopard dog, and it's the same thing. He has this howl that he gets going, and you're just like, oh my gosh.
Well, Terry's the lucky one. She's got cats, which I know, at least I think they are quite the characters. I don't know if they yell for you, but I have a pug grumble, and the problem is that I have a pug grumble, and so right now I have 7, which means when they bark, it is a cacophony. So
I believe it. I've had multiple dogs before in my life, but yeah, so I can relate to that.
So it's
let's see here.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
So Terry, you said there's still panels and there's still tables available.
Yes.
And it's kind of interesting because I know as an artist, I've been doing art since '97 as well. I'm very fortunate to do what I love, but I actually started. I kind of broke my my artist teeth in a lot on the conventions. So Necronomicon being a smaller convention, and I like that it's I don't know if people like this term anymore, but it's a bit more old school because of the grassroots, and it's very long history. This is year 44.
Mm-hmm. Is
Yeah.
your
Okay.
almost for my anniversary shirt.
I think, yeah, it's like, okay. I mean, the convention is older than a lot of the
And a
kids,
lot
the
of the
people that
attendees,
started.
yes.
I was planning on quoting Deb Hicks. Okay, let me see. Okay. Necronomicon Tampa is the longest running fan run sci-fi convention in the Southeast United States.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's
Amazing.
I mean, it is, considering, a lot of what we've seen where the mega conventions are kind of amassed and taken over, and they don't have art shows. So, I think if there are young artists or new artists, and, one of my personal goals has always been to, try to encourage new folks to come out and try being an artist a little bit if they have that inclination. Yes, it's incredibly hard. Yes, you are putting yourself on the line, but Necronomicon is kind of a gentle way to do it. Oh yeah, it is. It is the factor of being a creative, but Necronomicon is kind of a safer space, to kind of get yourself out there a little bit and to have a little bit of that art show experience.
That's my experience as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Part of the reason that we have a program where you can either buy half of a table if you don't need a whole table space, or if you're just beginning to sort of get your feet wet, so to speak. We also allow you to put in 2 pieces into the art show without having to pay for the space. But there's a limit of 2, and you do have to arrange that ahead of time. You can't just show up at the convention and want to do that. So if you're interested in doing that, contact me. But that's a great way to see if there's going to be any interest in the kind of art that you do, and you'd be very surprised about what kind of art people are interested in. It really changes from year to year. So 1 year it might be all aliens that everybody's interested in, and the next year it might be fairies, and then it goes back and forth, and you just never know. It's a great combination of things.
Mm-hmm.
So don't let whatever kind of art you do make you think that it doesn't belong, because we accept everybody's art as long as it's original art. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, what a great way to start. I think I got one of my very first art awards was I think it was Necronomicon, and I know I got one at Dragon Con when like year 2000, but I think Necro was the year before, and it really does kind of change how you feel about your art. It's a popular vote, so it is open to the fans, which I like.
Yep.
I've been doing art for a very long time, and it's hard when you get, number one, a juried show, which is, you pay money and you don't even know if you're going to get in. And then 2, so somebody's already judging you. And then 2, there's usually a judge on top of that that's offering awards. And, it comes down to the taste of one person. And so I had a friend, because I am very assertive when it comes to stuff like this. I don't know why. I just am. But I still remember having one person tell me when I was crushed, but something about, when you have a judge and they pick you, they're wonderful, but when they don't, they're an idiot, of course. It's
Everybody
true.
feels that way. Yeah.
But, here, you've got such a diversity of individuals that it gives you a higher opportunity, right? And it does give you the popular vote. And I think there are plenty of awards, which is also really nice. And even if there's no money.
Yeah,
No, sorry.
How many
about that.
One of us will do it.
I was just
Is
going to
it
say
about
we give out the awards. We have 3 categories. We have color work, black and white work, and 3D work, and we give out a first, second, and third place for each of those categories. Plus, we award a best in show, and all of it's fan voting. So, yeah, everybody that attends the convention can come in and cast a vote. And this year, if you come into the art show and you cast a vote, we have a special giveaway for everybody who votes in the art show. So,
Love that. Love that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have two winners here of awards for the art show.
definitely.
Dr. Brandy Stark and Kat Heckenbach. What, Kat, how do you feel about your experiences with doing the art show for Necronomicon?
Oh, it's been really cool. It's been really cool. I love having my art up in there. I like the way that it's laid out. It feels very professional, and I feel very comfortable knowing my stuff is in there being displayed. I love that there's a separate area that you can sell prints. So that's really nice. So I can hang my original stuff up on panels, or when I've brought things that needed a table, set them up that way. So you've got that variety there, and very adaptable to whatever you're bringing. And it's just been really cool. And yeah, winning was a lot of fun. I won. I can't remember which place I came in. I think it might have been first place. I'm not sure for the for color art one year, and then I did get best of show one year as well too, which was.
I was just going to ask you about the Phoenix. Is that what
It was
was?
the Phoenix, yeah.
And that
Mhm.
was best of show. I don't
It was
remember.
best of show, yeah.
And that was really cool. I really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
it.
And as a 3D artist, I have long preached, if you will, that there is a bias with mixed media shows where you have both 2 and 3D art. A lot of
Mhm.
times people just be lumped into first, second, third, honorable mention, and best of show, and that's all you get. And so when you do have shows that have breakaway categories for 3D, it is really nice because it does allow 3D art, an opportunity. 3D art can sometimes fall into the line of, it depends, but craft as well as art. And for many years, I have argued wire is not a craft, that it's an art. And so even having that, that multiple category, it really does help. I got to get best in show though. That's on my list. It's on my list of things.
Speaking as someone who's been a judge in several art contests, it's really, really hard when you're judging 2D versus 3D art. It just it makes it so difficult to choose because they're such completely different art forms. And so I agree. I think it's great that Necro has it separated so that the 3D art is only going up against 3D art because it just doesn't. It's like comparing apples and oranges.
Yeah, we've always felt the same way at the art show that the 3D art deserved its own category because it is very, very different than 2D art, Yeah.
Mhm.
And really the same for the black and white versus the color, the same thing that it's a different type of medium, if you will. Even if it's the same kind of artwork, just trying to portray it in black and white versus color is really, 2 different ways of looking at things, and it's not fair, in my opinion, to judge them against each other. They, like I said, they deserve their own category, so that's why we do it that way.
And the effect is so different. So it's just kind of really neat to see. Yeah.
Yep. And for people who are curious, there have been some that's just straight photography work that's been in the art show, and we do allow that, but we do not allow AI generated art. Just that's a question a lot of people have these days about AI art. So we it has to be the actually original art to be in the art show. But other than that, we don't we're not picky about the type of art.
Very good. I'm looking forward to seeing what we get this year too. So I know,
Same.
yeah. And it's always kind of neat when you see some of the long-term artists as well, because every year there's a little bit of evolution or there's a little bit of change.
Yes.
You know, and so if you go to these art shows long enough, you know, you're like, wow, look at that. Look how much that artist has changed over the years.
Yeah, you actually get to see how an artist has progressed through their craft and learned more and branched out and experimented and everything. And it's a lot of fun to watch
It
You
is.
from
know,
that perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, and a good few of us here are writers and artists, and it is interesting to watch things change over time. I haven't submitted much, but I've submitted a few things. But to watch you guys, you know, and whoever the various artists I've seen there, you know, change and grow and move back and forth between, or just move on to another art form or style that's interesting to watch.
It really is. I know for many years, and I'm still doing metal art, but I don't know why, but I guess about 2 years ago, I started to become very interested in mixing metal with stone, with crystals. And you know, I've produced hybrid art that way. I've produced, in fact, this is one of the newer pieces. I've been doing kintsugi. My accent is awful, and I apologize to anybody who speaks any other language because I am bad at it. But essentially, these were actually all broken. There's my camera. Okay, they were all broken crystals, and I've been kind of working to create assemblage pieces. Why does this piece? Okay. This one is so weird because normally it goes for me, but and you know, I know this summer, and I posted this on the chat because it has been an awful summer. I had a broken leg with surgery, 6 weeks at home with a wheelchair. I leveled up by a decade at home by myself with my 82-year-old mother that I'm a caretaker for. I had a pug that had to have emergency back surgery for enough money that I could have bought an actually pretty decent used hearse. The used hearse I did have ended up needing a new engine. And at one point, my mother, who does have dementia, inadvertently let the pugs out, and it took me 2 days in the middle of July to get them all back. It has been insane. I'm like, okay, the astrologers are right. But and I just bring that up because in part, and it's really kind of pushed that whole idea of taking these broken crystals, because apparently there's people that believe that if a crystal's broken, it loses its magic. Now, statement one, I believe that crystals are touchstones more so than anything else. They're intentions that you can, you know, pick up and hold. And number two, you're the magic. I mean, what the heck? It's not the crystal. It is the individual. But I kind of figured, you know, we're all broken in our own ways, and we all get put back together. We put ourselves back together. And I'm telling you, the universe must have told me to sit my butt still for 6 weeks because I wasn't listening. It's the only thing I can figure. It tried 3 years ago when I broke my ankle. And then this time it's like, it's the knee, lady. It's the knee. Same leg, by the way. So I am now bionic, which is great. But I now have 2 plates and 15 screws, one set on either side of the same bone.
I just have a stent. That's nothing.
And the other thing that's been so weird is seeing all the people that have been getting injured lately. Like, oh my, people stop. But you know, it's been kind of neat, and it's neat to have that new kind of voice. And I'm still experimenting with it. It is kind of something very different. A lot of people are not yet doing it, but you know, Necro will be another opportunity to see how it's received. So many fingers are crossed. I don't know. You know, hopefully it kind of reaches out. You know, Necro, because of its longevity, it's not what I call a glam con. People dress in costume, but it has so much heart. And it's not like one of those conventions where you go to be seen. You go to Necro because you're a fan.
Right.
So I think
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
they're all fans. Everybody you run into is a fan, and it's not just the people who just walk in. It's the people who are on panels. And I'll bring up panels in just a little bit. The people on the panels, the volunteers, and the people who take your money, but the people that take your money, the people that are coordinating all this and all that, it's all fans. Everyone is a fan, and I can attest to that.
And that's where exactly it hits the heart. And a lot of these big conventions that have come through, it's about the money, about being seen. And yes, it is also about connections. I do not disagree with that. I think we are lonelier than we ever were right now, and people are looking for ways. But I'm old school enough, and I think you guys are too, when liking these subjects made you kind of an outcast, like a nerd.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Brandy, I've often said, I attended cons when they weren't cool, like in the 80s.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So
I apparently went to Necro in 1984.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, that's exactly it.
In a minute.
I know, I've talked about this story. We were trying to figure it out with once. We're like, I guess so.
I think you get the winner for that category.
I skipped a few but whatever, or so.
But it's still, it's just such a different way of looking at the fandom. So, yeah, it's fun. It really is.
It is. And you get a chance to talk to so many like-minded folks, individuals, that either...
And there's always
whatever it is in this umbrella of science fiction and fantasy and all that.
And there's always a crocheting lady in the audience. So I don't know what
that'd be me.
Knitting or crocheting or something. You got to keep your hands busy, right?
That's usually me being the crochet person.
I started doing that. I started going to the writers group that I used to run. I was like, that sounds like a really good idea. So I started bringing projects with me, and it helps me concentrate too. When my hands are busy, and this is why I'm like, I keep reaching for the mouse and stuff, because I have to keep my hands busy. It's a thing.
Yep.
Are you that way, Kat, at all?
No, not really.
You're not like us then.
No, I know for one, that is like one thing I'm sure I am. I have like zero ADHD in me, because I can sit still, totally sit still. Don't have to fidget at all.
I can sit still, but I still have to,
Fidget, yeah. Unless I'm on the phone. On the phone, I cannot sit still. I don't know how people can sit down and talk on the phone. I have to walk. I pace the whole time I'm on the phone.
That's the thing. But a lot of people with ADHD who don't exhibit those things, it's all internal.
I was gonna say, for me, that it's not a fidgety thing. It's a get to use my time twice.
See, that's what I understand. Yeah.
But that might also be the mom in me. I don't know. Anything go on?
Yeah. And it's fun. But it's always so funny to see the crocheting ladies out in the audience. And they're just doing their thing.
With a project bag.
That's it. I've been trying to learn crochet, but I am no good at it. I don't know why, but I can do maybe a string thread.
It's not always just the women. I've run into plenty of men that knit and crochet out in the audience as well.
Yeah, it's that's really kind of taken off, and that's a really neat thing where wasn't that in Minecraft where the Rock like crocheted Jack Black a sweater? Like that's something that he does. And
the Minecraft movie? I have not seen it.
Didn't they star in that together?
Jason Momoa and I think Jack Black was in it. I've only seen the trailers. But...
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Jason Momoa. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
Well,
my poor brain. I don't know Where
I
the
mean, there were
rocket
so many
from?
people. I'm like, oh wait, you blink and you miss it.
Jason Momoa. What
I
the
was gonna
heck,
say,
man?
way back in
Okay.
Demolition Man, Sylvester Stallone's character was learning how to knit while he was in prison.
Yeah, and they even have like the TikTok videos with the guys that crochet weapons and lightsabers, and I mean it's very comedic. It's really fun. So
Yeah.
I can look in the audience to see.
Yep.
There's even a Michael's commercial where the main character is a guy, which I love because so many people do it. Varying
Yep.
backgrounds.
Well, it's so relaxing. You can kind of go on rote, and
Unless
it's the
you're having
cooking
trouble
and the bread. And
I forgot I'm multi-streaming to Twitch. Apparently, I'm streaming to Twitch, and I completely forgot. But you'll have to chat if you guys are also watching the live stream.
okay.
So sometimes when I do streams, I do that too. So anyway, I've popped in links to. I've begun popping in links to shops where my current guests have businesses. Can't speak right now. I'm sorry. And that is Jumping Rails is Kat Heckenbach's Etsy.
Yes.
And I will be just moving along with my links momentarily while people talk. So for the folks who are writers as well as artists, this is something I really wanted to talk about, and we were kind of almost talking about that earlier. Was but we were talking about how how we do change over time in terms of artwork and things. I started doing watercolors, and then I was like, I'm not sure I'm very good at this. Hey, this is coloring, stamping and coloring the images. It's coloring, but I'm also in a way learning how to paint at the same time, essentially, because whatever. But there's also things like how our art can affect our writing, and how our writing can affect our art, even our own personal lives or other interests we have, like say ghost hunting. Does anybody want to talk about more links?
Yeah, it is. And actually, yeah, because and I have spent a little bit of time trying to convince the Spirits of St. Petersburg team that art and the paranormal go together, because we have created a couple of unique events. So we're doing Spooky Czar in October, and unlike other places, it's actually 100% free for the vendors. It'll be in the art studios where my studio is located. It's like I said, we want people to come together and just have fun. And there are other Halloween themed shows, but they're very expensive, and they're long. So we came up with Spooky Czar as spooky plus bizarre. So Spooky Czar. And then the other one is Valentween. And this year it is the Dark Sirenade. So it's the dark side of the mermaid as kind of this goth romantic element. I'd like to try and mix in some music, because I've always tried to kind of cross genres. Last year we did Lovecraft, in fact, for Necronomicon. I didn't get any Necro people in the show, but I'll keep trying. The year before was Poe. We've done movie themes, and it's really kind of fun to see how they connect. And in fact, early in my art career, I was so inspired by the Iliad and the Odyssey. So, I started making mermaids that were essentially the Oceanids. And so my purpose was to try and educate people, because of course moderns have no connection to their past anymore, which whatever. But it is fun. It's trying to make it an event. Trying to let people express themselves. So we have belly dancers who will be coming. I've got to find a musician. We are going to look for an MC. So that's a little bit of theater. We've got the visual arts, and it's just, it's just fun. So the two do overlap because, of course, with ghost hunting or religion in general, you're trying to give focus to something that is hard to define. And art does the same. You know, it takes the subconscious, it takes the ideal world and makes it into something tangible. And how cool is that? So
I found something, a link. I just grabbed a link to the St. Petersburg Arts Alliance. How does that
yes.
work?
So I'm actually a member of the St. Pete Arts Alliance, and it is an organization that is trying to support arts here. The arts right now are definitely under attack in the state of Florida, across the United States, but all very much in the state of Florida. So we're seeing the murals, we're seeing the defunding, and in fact, we're quite concerned because Creative Pinellas, which is kind of this overseer organization that also offers grants, they are being threatened with defunding from the county, like 90% defunding. So there's organizations like SPAA that try to promote Art Walk, which happens on second Saturday. It's the one day of the month that I guarantee I'm going to be in my studio from 5 to 9, and I bring a pug. My studio is also haunted. It's in the first book, Supernatural St. Petersburg. I actually wrote a little bit of the history. They work on grants as well. I probably need to apply for one. One of my subtopics right now is trying to create a paranormal museum, a permanent one. And I am poor after this summer because, oh my God, it turns out it's really expensive to have emergencies. So I'm still in process of looking for a location. I'd like to find a historic location that's haunted. I mean, ideally, what the heck? But until that happens, I have this beautiful new 1998. Well, no, he's not new. He's new to me. He's a 1998 bright red hearse, and I adore him. And it's a him. It's a guy. It's a he.
I didn't remember it was bright red.
Yes, it's bright red. It is candy apple red with metallic undertones. Now, he is a work in progress. Understand? I mean, I have just tomorrow, in fact, I have to go and get him aligned in the morning. But he is kind of that first step. He's going to be a portable paranormal museum. So we're going to actually have it so you can open the doors. I've got a tombstone that I just got at the Tabernacle of Oddities yesterday. We have a haunted nun doll. We have 2 items, one of which is supposed to be haunted. There are 2 of these urns that were at a location that kind of try to promote haunted ideas. I've got a cooling casket, and we have some stones from Poland, from one of the concentration camps. So the idea of psychological ramification. But this hearse is, as I said, he needs some work. He's an old guy. He was used for 20 years in North Carolina at a funeral home. An artist bought him at auction and had him next, and then sold the hearse to this rinky-dink lot in Hudson, which is a very shady lot. And I ended up seeing it, and as soon as I saw that it was bright red, I was like, oh no, it's mine. Oh no, it's mine. I have to have this.
It spoke to you and said, take me home.
And I'm like, no, but yes. So he is definitely a work in progress. I put in a new engine, and we are, kind of doing the nuts and bolts now, and then we'll start working on some of the exterior. But even the idea of a paranormal museum with rotating shows and, something I think the Necro crowd would like, I hope, come and support me over here in St. Pete. But, they absolutely go together. Art can be anything. So St. Pete Arts Alliance, they do offer grants. They offer that support. They try to promote all sorts of different programs. Obviously the arts, I'm sure Terry understands this. What is it like to get artists together? It's like doing what now?
Herding cats.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely, it's herding cats.
It is. And so something like that type of organization is kind of a way to give a baseline for artists as well. So I definitely, I would advocate for that as well. I know the St. Pete art scene is changing. I think it's gentrifying a bit, unfortunately, because what we're starting to see now are artists who've come to the city now that it's an art city, versus the artists that I worked with and still work with today. And those are the ones that made it an art city. So I don't know, we'll see. But it's worth joining, or at least following. So.
I don't know about Kat, but I've been on the second Saturday art walk thing a few times, and it's a great place to wander around and see all the art that different people have made, and you can also buy things because everybody sells the things that they make.
Oh yeah, we're artists.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It is.
Yep.
It is. In fact, I still have some of Terry's earrings that
I know
people gravitate toward. It's been we're kind of in the summer, so I'm hoping it picks up a little bit. I know.
Yeah, I need to bring some more stuff over, don't I?
Well, and you and I need to trade Pokemon because we're now lucky friends. That's the other thing that I'll be doing in Necro. Yeah.
Can I say something super quick? Is Terry, could you message me a link to you have an Etsy shop or a site or a website?
For what now?
What is it? Actually, I think I remember. Is it terryarts.com?
Oh, you mean my email address?
No, well, I just mean
Website.
But you have a website where you sell your art, right? Oh,
No, just an email address. I can send that to you really quick.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
eventually I'll get a website set up, but I don't have one right now.
It's hard because they make money off the artists on both ends. So if you set up a shop, it usually costs you somehow.
Yeah, don't I know? I don't need, which is why I'm not presenting my Etsy shop because it is tanked. So.
Oh, don't feel bad. Mine is
exactly.
very.
There's so many things were happening with Etsy over the last couple of years that, unfortunately, it basically almost practically doesn't exist anymore. I mentioned because I just got an email like, when was that? It was either this morning or yesterday that they took out $1.06 whatever it was, because it's still there. I haven't completely deleted it yet.
Yeah, they charge like 20 cents per item or something to have it listed for 4 months.
And there's other things that they dance around to get you to buy, and do all this stuff, and the shipping. They want you to do the ship. They want you to use their shipping, which I never did. But I
started using their shipping because it saved me money. It was cheaper than going to the post office.
But you sell a lot, and your items are.
I do sell a decent. See that I sell prints, so I can, it's something that I can make on demand. And I have not had much luck selling original art on Etsy, other than my altered thrift store paintings. I've sold quite a few original altered thrift store paintings through there, but my original artwork, that is, I have only sold a few pieces of that. And on Etsy, but I sell a lot of prints. And if you find like a little niche thing, like I have a print it's the little worm from the movie Labyrinth. Oh, and yes. That is like, I have sold more of that than I have sold of everything else put together.
He's adorable too.
He is adorable. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it's just funny because it's kind of a joke. It's like anytime I hear my phone go off telling me I have an Etsy sale, I'm like, oh, it's the worm. It's the worm. It's the worm. And then every once in a while, when it's not the worm, I'm like, it's not the worm. They bought something else.
And if you would, real quick, explain what your altered thrift store paintings are.
Oh, altered thrift store painting is going to like a thrift store and buying a painting that somebody else did. I look for things that are fairly generic looking, something that's got, some open space. It's not going to be a portrait or whatever. It's usually landscapes or something along those lines. And then I add things into the painting to make it look like it was part of the original. So for example, with the worm, the original painting was like this still life with some fruit and bread and a bottle of, I don't know if there's like I think there might have been a bottle of something in the background. Anyway, but it looks like something that you would have had in, somebody would have had hanging in their kitchen back in like 1973. And and so I bought the painting. It was actually a commission. Somebody asked me if I could do a painting with this worm in particular. So I bought the painting, and then I painted the worm into the scene with the, into the still life. So he's sitting there amongst the fruit. And I did actually paint a few little, I painted
appeared right there, just happened to be on the tray.
I painted too to make it look like he chomped some little bites out of some of the stuff that he's sitting next to. But or I do still lifes with I have a whole series with aliens. A lot. If there's water, it's usually going to be tentacles coming out of it. So yeah.
I was going to say one of my favorite ones is the original. Obviously, was just a still life of somebody's house and a driveway and trees and stuff. And then Kat altered it so that there's little alien kids like doing sidewalk chalk things on the driveway, and an alien dad is mowing the grass, and
and there's a spaceship in the garage.
Oh yeah, and there's a spaceship in the garage, right? Yeah, it's like as if the aliens live there instead of humans. And I was like, I love that one, and I almost bought the original, and then somebody beat me to it, and I was like, dang it, I should have. Oh well.
Yeah, those actually sell quick. That's one thing. I have other artwork that I've toted around for years, from show to show to show to show, and when it finally sells, I'm like, but the ultra thrift stuff, just as soon as I produce it,
somebody's got it. It's large square in a large square floating frame. The round, it's made with a gel press and watercolors, and then there's a illuminated triquetra in the middle of that. I've been toting that around for years. I still have it. I don't know if it sells eventually. I might feel a little sad.
Well, don't feel so. Every artist has that, and it's usually, here's what I find, and this is why art is so. There are days, because the pieces that I love, that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I wanted, and it turned out perfect. Nobody likes them.
Yeah.
And then this piece, the pieces that I'm like, that's okay. People are like, oh, that's great.
Exactly. I've had just nothing. Bookmarks. Just they're like, oh, I really love that. Or somebody's interested in something that you took a lot of time to do. They end up talking to you about it a lot, and then they just leave. They don't buy it.
Oh, yes. Welcome to the world of art.
Back, but they never do. And I'm like,
yeah, but you know what? I would rather they at least talk to me about it. At least it got them talking and thinking and whatnot. So maybe they'll come back and buy it.
Exactly.
If not now, then later. That's always the idea.
Exactly.
I want to say thank you so much, Andy, for stopping by. I really appreciate it. See you later. This is a really cool guy. He's British, lives in Canada, and has a lot of really good information. Anybody watching who might be interested has a lot of great information about self-publishing. And I've been obsessed with this channel for a while, the last few months, trying to absorb information, trying to glean things. So yeah, you guys were talking about, Brandy was talking about maybe having something ready for the con. I have also been trying to do that. I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe I can get it up for pre-order by the time of Necronomicon, but I'm not sure. Anyway, it's nonfiction. It's called the Fairy Glossary and Guide for Writers, and that's FAERIE, as in the place. The Celtic otherworld, and it is by no means comprehensive. I was talking to Elizabeth a couple weeks ago, week and a half ago. It is by no means comprehensive because there are literally thousands of types of fairies just in Ireland.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's true.
Yes. So anyway, it started as a lead magnet, which, guys, or like a reader magnet would be, and then it just kind of grew.
Mhm.
Things
And
have a way of doing that.
then,
They start out small and then they go in a corner and replicate when you're not looking. Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So there's that. But I do still like to do my paper crafting / art. And I do love using my gel presses a lot. Um, I don't know if you guys came to that one demo I did a few years ago, but I had so many people come up to me and say, I wanted to attend that and I wasn't able to. Are you doing it again? And I said, well, I would love to. And I haven't had a chance until this year. It looks like that's kind of happening. But it's going to be really simple, and I'll keep it as brief as I can without going into a huge. Anyway, I had like a little thing written down where I had basically the history of gel printing, which started with reproducing black and white pictures from the 1800s, and that's how long it's been in use. But now people just use it for like slopping paint on and rolling it on, and then they put it on paper, and voila, you have art. That's it in a nutshell, but it's more than that.
Sounds interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the background that's behind us on the YouTube end, you can probably see it on my end as well. That actually was I used that is watercolor only, and basically it was sprinkled on with a variety of brushes in various strengths of just a handful of different colors that I thought went well together, and also flicked on water. I took a small mister, a little like water mister or whatever, tiny thing, and because it was fine droplets. And this is what happens when you put a piece of paper down and smooth it, and you get this. And this actually went on a certain card that I gave to a certain person a few years ago. It's Kat Heckenbach. Anyway, and just I fell in love with the colors, and before I assembled everything, I took a high res photo of it, and I've been using the colors in my branding, and I still love it. So
Awesome.
Yeah, I've got several pieces of
this is
there's
your
artwork.
But so that's essentially what gel printing when you're using watercolors, and you can use like literally any media on them on a gel press. So, which I find interesting. So I still like it, and I still have like a good few gel presses now. I have like 3 mini ones, and I have a 4-inch round, and I have an 8-inch round. And I also not too terribly long ago got an with the British A4, the 8x10, whatever that is. I think it's 8x10 because it's not quite an American letter size. But anyway, so that's what I do. And I will be bringing a few things of my own actually to the Necronomicon art show. I have a couple tables myself. So the half table and the print shop for now. I did not end up getting unless Terry talks me into it. Getting
I'll keep trying. Yeah.
But so if there's anything anybody else wanted to mention before we go, do you want to still talk? Do you have to leave? If you have to leave, please feel free to go ahead and go. I know it's getting kind of late on And for some people, might have to work tomorrow. Could be working it. Talk. My brain's starting to shut down.
Well, I know this year I think I can only do the con Friday and Sunday again because the National Day of Ghost Hunting. I wish you guys hadn't moved this out of October, but I know why you did. I get it. But the National Day of Ghost Hunting is the 27th, and we are hosting an event at the Marie Jean Hotel. So it's a 100-year-old hotel that we just investigated. It has a 2-part article. It'll be in the new book. So I've got to figure that part out. So like, oh no. Oh, but that's what makes September and October so much fun. If I have to, we have to book it. But I know we're doing the Roser Park this year. We're calling it Ghost Fest. It'll be November 15th. It's actually a little bit later this year, in part because last year everybody was so stressed out because of Milton and Helena, which again inspired the second half of that book was the hurricane stories. And then Spookazar, I don't even know anymore. I always tell folks, after September 1st, I'll see you in December. Let's hope anyway. Pay me, people. I've got to pay off my pug surgery, but it's fine. Hopefully that will happen. I'm telling you. He's a beloved little boy, and he's only 4.5. Otherwise, it was a hard decision because it's a lot of money, but he deserved the chance. So I have told, his name is Ajax. They're all from the Iliad and the Odyssey, all the pug names, but I've told him that he may never get hurt again, and he's used up his entire lifetime budget and a few other pug budget, but that and again trying to refurbish the hearse and trying to kind of get that going. So hopefully this year will be a good one. I don't know. It's 2025 has been just, I don't know. I'm a Gemini. I don't know if it's just me or if it's weird for everybody, but I think it's weird for everybody right now.
Yeah, it's weird for me too.
Yeah, it's just, it's been an icky year. I've been listening to some of the conspiracy-ish theories that we all actually died in 2012 and that this is like a mass hallucination as our brains are dying. And I'm like, that makes more sense than almost anything else right now. So it's been wild, but hopefully it'll be a successful show. And doesn't some of the money go towards charity?
I was going to mention that earlier, Terry. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Yes, the art show collects 10% commission on regular art show sales and a 20% commission on the print shop sales because we don't charge for the space in the art in the print shop, and all of that money goes to the convention's charity, which is Kids and Canine. So Kids and Canines is a project that they take disadvantaged high school students and help them learn how to train dogs for the helper dogs for the elderly and people in wheelchairs and whatnot. So.
Yep. What a great organization. I'm always floored by everything that they do. And they even, if I remember correctly, they even pair the dogs with the disabled person who needs them.
Yes.
So
I'll send you their website info too, so you can.
Oh yeah, I was going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grab that somewhere. Do myself maybe.
Yeah. Here, let me do that right this minute while we're talking about it, and then I won't forget. There you go.
Oh,
right.
There's before I forget, because it's been a weird day, but I am in, and I hate doing this, I hate trolling for votes, but I did ask folks for specialty artist vote. I don't know how that's going to be. I hope my little studio gets it. My fingers are crossed, but it's been a really crappy summer. And there there are a couple of artists in my studio group that have been really mean to me lately and to Valentine and just,
That's
you know,
not
so
nice.
oh my gosh, well, they're both white males. And so, uh, anyway, but I'm kind of hoping, because boy, would that be awesome. And then the second thing I've been trolling for are votes for Faces of Halloween, which I joined as a lark. I didn't really know what it was. Somehow I'm in the top 10, which I don't understand, because my darkest fear is that I'm like the first one voted off. I'm still somewhere around the 7th, 8th, or 9th, somewhere in there. But I'll probably keep asking for votes, because um, the winning, I think you get $13,000, which would be nice, and I would put it towards that paranormal museum idea. But I'll try not to annoy folks too much. But if you get a chance and can do that, that would be great. So one voting contest has ended, and they're tallying the results, so they say, and then the other one is still going. But I have survived the first cut, apparently. So I'm like,
Yay!
yeah, I'm like, well, dang,
Awesome.
neat. So we'll see. But
I feel good.
yeah. Oh, there's kids and canines. Very cool. And isn't there any? Doesn't the Dead Dog ice cream, isn't that also a fundraiser for kids and canines?
Yes,
The-
and they have
The
a
yard
raffle.
sale portion is, yes.
Yard sale.
Okay, and there's a raffle.
And then the
Yeah.
raffle. Are they still having the raffle? Do you remember, Terry?
Yeah, where we raffle away various prizes. One of them's usually, as we call it, the Necronomicon weekend, because it includes a membership to the convention and a hotel stay. So that particular raffle is definitely, all that money goes to kids and canines. Don't confuse that with the survivor raffle. That's slightly different, and that's not a fundraising thing. That's a get rid of all of the stuff that we don't want to take home thing. Yeah, I think on Sunday.
I amazingly enough, I was there for that
Survivors raffle. Yeah.
and I got like 9. Like I came home with like a big bag of stuff. I'm like, what the heck? I hardly win anything. I either don't win anything, or like once in a blue moon I'll be like 900 things. What the heck?
Yeah, it sometimes it goes like that, where you wind up with nothing or a ton of things. Yes.
So, Kat, is there anything you want to talk about in terms of Necronomicon, or do you want to say other things you're doing coming up, other events or things like that?
I was just thinking, we're going to be doing some panels at Necronomicon, obviously. I know Heather and I are going to be on some panels together. I'm sure Brandy's going to be doing some. I know Terry's always on panels. So,
Yep.
we'll all be there talking about art, about writing, and other various fandom type things at Necro. I know I'm on at least 3 panels. One writing panel and a couple art panels or something like that. I'm also going to be.
You already got your assignment? You already got your assigned panels?
Well, he had there's like a spreadsheet that you can sign up. You have to get the link from Rick, and you can throw yourself onto some panels, or if there's a couple that I put on there. So we've got all of that going on. There's also going to be some craft stuff. I don't know what are they calling it now. It used to be Cthulhu Academy. Now it's something else.
Yeah, I think it's going under a slight name change this year, but you can still call
cryptid
it
crafting
Cthulhu
or something.
Academy,
I think this year, because it's cryptids, it's like cryptid crafting or something.
Yeah,
like
that might be it, cryptid crafting.
Yeah.
But at any rate, even if you call it Cthulhu Academy, people will know what you mean.
Yeah, it's. I think it started off originally for like kids and stuff, but it's like a lot of adults come to do the crafts, and so now it's kind of like it's just sort of all ages. And
Exactly.
I'm gonna lead 1 hour just doing like journal decorating. I have a pile of scrapbook paper and stickers and stencils and things like that.
I've been stuffing things in my craft tote here and there. I'm like, oh, let me put that in there too. Here's a couple of notebooks. Here's some stickers.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna, I mean, it's not like a set design or anything. Like people can do whatever they want to, but it was kind of fun. I did it a couple of years ago, and just you have this multitude of materials, and it can leave
We'll
with
be
a
the guide.
decorated journal.
This
Yeah.
is-
And then as far as other events, the only thing I personally have going is in the following month, so the end of October. I'm going to have a booth at the Tampa Bay Coffee and Art Festival, which is it used to be in Brandon. It is not in Brandon. It's going to be at the Florida State Fairgrounds this year, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right.
It got bigger, huh?
So,
It has gotten bigger. It's definitely grown quite a lot. So, but it's been, it's the artsiest thing other than the Winthrop Art Festival in Brandon. It's about the only other like true art festival in this area. I got to tell you, Brandy, this is just kind of funny. So there's a store in Lakeland called Raven Fairy that I have my art prints in, and they have me there as Kat from St. Pete. And I'm like, I'm from St. Pete, right? I'm from Brandon. They're like, yeah, but it sounds better if you're from St. Pete. I'm like, okay.
Yes.
my compliment with Brandy's
Brandon
like,
is not artsy. It is not. Lakeland is artsy and St. Pete is artsy, and I'm like smack in the middle of no artsy. So
Yeah, I was going to say that definitely would sound better than saying, like in my case, Terry from Sefner.
Tampa
Yeah.
Bay.
yeah. It doesn't. Brandon,
Not,
what?
not
No,
that I mind
art.
where I live. It just definitely doesn't sound very artsy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I know there are little places that are trying, but yeah. So Tampa Coffee and Art Festival.
Goldsmart is trying. It's
They are.
trying. It's no done
Oh, yeah.
either, but it's trying.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's certain little areas. Lakeland's doing pretty well. They've been they've got a couple of cool art festival things going on there that I've been
nice
in.
that there's so many more areas now than just Pinellas County.
Yeah.
Over the last, I don't know, 25 years.
Y'all are finally catching up. Yes.
Yay.
That's right.
Yeah. And then I also do Sci-Fi Bartow every year, which is generally in February in Bartow, which is definitely the kind of place that you kind of go.
The one year I was there, I loved your tent. It looked so wonderful, Kat. And,
thanks. Yeah. Sci-Fi Bartow is a lot of fun. It's nice. It's in February, so it's usually cool out. And that one is definitely known more. It's more for the vendors and the costumes. Like that's the main focuses. You got the vendors up and down Main Street, and which I think they're relocating this year too. Like it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be down Main Street anymore. It's going to be
exactly
because they've outgrown.
It.
Yeah, that's gotten bigger. It's gotten huge.
They're moving it location wise, but I believe it's the same weekend, and this will be the first time that I'll actually get to go to Sci-Fi Bartow because usually I'm out of the state. But this year the convention that I go to that's in California is happening a week earlier than normal. I'm like, yay, I get to go to Sci-Fi Bartow finally.
Awesome. It'd be nice to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one year I went, and then the following year, I had I had a conflict, and then this year that it didn't happen. This other thing that I'm involved with, which is called the Neurodivergent Publishing Conference, in case anybody might be interested. It's the same weekend, so I couldn't go for a few weekends in a row there. So yeah. So we'll see what happens with next year. So we didn't have it this year. Anyway, I think we've been talking for almost exactly an hour and a half. Do we want to wrap it up? Do we want to say thanks and bye and where we can find you and stuff like that?
Sounds like a plan. Brandy or Kat, you guys go first, and I'll wrap it up at the end for the art show part.
I will be everywhere, but second Saturday, I'm in Studio 208 at Art Lofts. I will have pieces at both Dunedin Fine Arts and the Maureen Arts Center for their holiday show. I hope anyway, we're working on that. We've got, I will be at the Mayor's Neighborhood Outreach Thingy in St. Pete, September 12th. My first talk is for Allendale, September 3rd. Excuse me, why do I keep saying Allendale? Kenwood, historic Kenwood. I don't know. There's just a bunch of stuff. We're going to be on Radio St. Pete on the 18th. It's just, it'll be a lot, but I will be in my studio for October in that art walk. Looking forward to it. And again, formerly the World's Largest Ghost Hunt, now National Day of Ghost Hunting on the 27th. It's just, we'll be at Voodoo Village this year as well, which is Halloween on Central. We've done that since its inception, and the hearse gets to be in it, so I'm very happy for that. I love this car.
That would be a great place for Sci-Fi Bar 2. I mean, Sci-Fi Bar 2 would be a great place for that. Anyway.
Yeah.
The
problem is that it falls in February, which is also Valentine. So invariably it falls on the same day as the opening. I don't know what day it is this year. I know Valentine actually falls on February 14th. It actually falls on Valentine's Day, which is weird. That doesn't happen often. So just check with the Spirits of St. Petersburg site, www.spiritsofstpete.com. I'll try to, keep up with that and catch me on the fly.
All right. And Kat?
And you can find me online, just katheckenbach.com is my main website. I don't really keep it updated very well, but it's a good central location to find links to Facebook and Instagram and my Etsy shop and all of that. And then every once in a blue moon, I do actually remember to post something there and kind of update on what's going on. And then my Etsy shop is, it's called Jumping Rails, and I know you have the link in the show notes anyway, but jumpingrails.etsy.com. And you can find prints of all of my original artwork, all the altered thrift store paintings that I've done, a few little pieces of original art I may have posted up there as well. But that's usually the original art is stuff that I sell in person. So, but you can definitely get the worm.
He's worth it. He's worth it. He's cute. And the best part is that he doesn't make a mess you have to clean up or anything. There's nothing to throw out afterwards. Yeah. So, like I said, everybody who wants to be in our art show, it's a gallery art show. I think I forgot to mention that earlier. That means that the art show staff takes care of all of the sales and you don't have to do anything except enjoy the convention. And then, hopefully don't pick up any artwork at the end of the convention because we'll have sold it all. But if you're interested, I believe that Heather's going to have the link in the notes on how to get to the registration page. You can still register for the art show for the next couple of weeks. And we do take mail-in art, but, that needs to get here a whole week before the convention, just so I have time to make sure that everything's, that we got it all and I know what to do with it. And if you have any questions, you guys can email me. And I believe that the email is also in the notes for the art show, which is basically just artshow@stonehill.org. That one's pretty easy to remember.
So I will pop that in there for sure. And then, alrighty. Well, I think that was just a lovely time talking to you guys, and I've been looking forward to this. And thank you so much for coming. And I'll see you guys in a few weeks.
Because
it's the first already. My goodness. Yeah, I'll see you guys in 4 weeks?
3.5, 4 weeks, yeah.
It's because today's
not quite 4 weeks. Yeah, 25 days.
That's right. I remember analyzing that before. 25 days, y'all. But I will see you guys soon in a few weeks then.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
All right. Have
Thank
a
you,
great
Heather.
evening, everybody. If you want to hang out afterwards, that's fine. If you need to go, just go. But we're going to say goodbye. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon.